With just 3 minutes of prep, you can make this easy alternative to Heinz ketchup. No corn syrup and no refined sugar. Into the saucepan, you're going to add tomato puree, which is essentially tomato paste and water already blended, so we're saving a step compared to most recipes. I also like to use honey instead of corn syrup or sugar, aside from the fact that it's not ultra processed. It also gives the ketchup a rich but subtle caramel note that you won't find in most other recipes or commercial brands. The acidity from the apple cider vinegar balances out the honey's richness but with a subtle fruity undertone. Worcestershire sauce deepens the umami profile, adding hints of anchovy and molasses that boosts its savory taste. Light tasting olive oil will make for a silkier tasting ketchup, as well as help the spices disperse more evenly. Speaking of spices, I'm adding them in 2 separate layers, because each layer of spices will be accomplishing different things in the ketchup. The core seasonings I just added round out the overall flavor profile of the ketchup. And these are what I call my aromatic spices, which really help to enhance and bloom the core seasonings and the other ingredients, making for a really fragrant ketchup with a bold kick. So once I finish mixing everything until it's completely dissolved and fully blended, I'm going to show you the exact fail-proof technique I use to finish the ketchup. First off, you're going to warm the saucepan to a boil in order to quickly bring it up to temp. Depending on the stove and cookware you have, you may have to do this on medium to medium-high heat. Once it reaches a gentle boil, as you see on the screen, you're going to whisk it to ensure there's no scorching of the ingredients. And then what you're going to do is reduce the heat to a simmer or a low to medium-low heat. And what we're doing here is reducing all that excess water from the tomato puree that we no longer need now that the ingredients are fully dissolved, so that our ketchup can thicken. In the next few frames, I'm going to show you exactly how your ketchup should look as it simmers in order to accurately gauge its doneness. What you're seeing on the screen now is how the ketchup should look once it's halfway done simmering. You can immediately tell it already has a higher viscosity compared to when we first began simmering it. And as you saw, I am covering the saucepan as the ketchup simmers, because otherwise, with the tomato puree being so dense, it will splatter everywhere. I'm also continuing to stir occasionally to ensure there's no scorching of the ingredients. So now I'm going to show you a tight shot of the ketchup, as it is just about done simmering. And you can see not only how well it adheres to the spoon, but also how smoothly it drizzles back into the saucepan, which is the exact viscosity we want. And at the end of the day, cooking is ultimately an art and not a science, so at this stage, you're more than welcome to adjust the seasonings to your liking. In terms of storage, assuming you have any ketchup left over after serving, this recipe is good in the refrigerator for up to 21 days and up to 6 months in the freezer, as long as it's stored in an airtight container with about a ½ inch of breathing room at the top. Check out my sauces and gravies playlist on my channel for more recipes. Also, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.